Hey everyone, welcome to the fifth video in my PyGame tutorial series. Throughout the course, you'll learn important game development skills and how to utilize them with PyGame. This is Lesson 3, Handling Events. Events are basically user input. Things like mouse clicks and keyboard presses are events. You can see that in order to make a game, we need to be able to detect certain events. In PyGame, there are two main ways to do this. The first way is with the event loop, which you saw in Lesson 1. Pygame.event.get returns a list of events that have happened. The red X button in the top right corner of your window is an event, so every frame, this loop checks if the X button is pressed. We can add to this to check for mouse and keyboard presses as well. If event.type equals pygame.keyDown, we'll check if a key is being pressed. Before I tell you how to check for any specific key, you need to know that in Pygame, a constant is assigned to each key. Once you know that a key has been pressed, you can check if the pressed value is equal to the constant of the key you want. You can go to the PyGame key documentation page for a full list of constants. Here, I'm using the A key as an example. Mouse clicks are much simpler. Just use if event.type equals pygame.mousebuttonDown. The benefit of checking events this way is that events are only registered once. For example, if I press spacebar, the game will know that I've pressed spacebar. However, if I continue to hold down spacebar, the game won't register it anymore. Same goes for mouse clicks. If you're making a clicker game, you don't want the user to be able to hold down the mouse and get points. You only want the event to register once every time they click. The other way to check for events is with functions. These are opposite to the previous method in that events will always be registered. If I hold down spacebar, the game will register that event for every frame that I'm holding it down for. This is useful when making platformer games where the user can simply hold down the movement keys to move the player. Pygame.key.getPressed will return the states of every key on your keyboard. The states will be true, meaning pressed, or false, meaning not pressed. We can check individual keys with the same constants that I just talked about, like so. For the mouse, pygame.mouse.getPressed will return a tuple containing the states of left click, middle click, and right click in that order. To add to this, pygame.mouse.getPos will return the coordinates of the mouse cursor. Make sure you add these functions to your game loop so they are called every frame. With events out of the way, you can really start to create more complex games. Try modifying the last practice project by making the ball follow your cursor instead of bouncing. The next lesson will be Rex.